Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Gianluca Massi speaking on the behalf of the Virtual Telescope Project, and it is such a big pleasure for me to be here tonight sharing with you this opportunity brought to you by Astronomers Without Borders, and as they organized this very nice, honestly amazing Milky Way Star Festival. The Virtual Telescope Project was very happy and proud to join their effort offering this Milky Way Deep Sky Treasures Tour. First of all, I want to apologize with everyone out there because, as you know, this live feed was originally scheduled for August the 3rd, but I had a serious technical problem just minutes before we started because I opened my remote observatory just preparing for the live feed we scheduled earlier this month, and while preparing all those things, clouds entered the sky and I had to close the observatory. But just when I was closing the roof, I had a technical failure there, just making it impossible for the roof to close. Well, I just want to say that is the second time that something like that happened over the last 16 years, so I am very lucky that this happened 2 times in such a huge time frame. But of course I had really to run from Rome to the remote site about 100 kilometers far from here because I had to close that manually as nobody is on site regularly. So I had to cancel at the very last minute, and I was very sad to do that, my friends. Hopefully we will have some fun tonight. I was happy to schedule this again together with my friends of Astronomers Without Borders because I really wanted to support their Milky Way Star Festival. By the way, I am proud to serve as a national coordinator for Italy for Astronomers Without Borders. And unfortunately, tonight the sky is cloudy. Well, I must admit that this is typical during the summer month of August here in central Italy. We really had months of clear skies with many troubles, by the way, because we are really missing water, because for a few months we really see no rain coming from the sky, and right now we start to see in the afternoon very heavy cloudy systems, and it takes a lot of time from them to just disappear in the sky. And right now I have cloudy weather at the observatory. But regardless, I really wanted to bring to you some images from the Virtual Telescope Project just to celebrate our Milky Way and to honor our idea to share with you some very beautiful cosmic treasures belonging to our Milky Way. This is me, of course. Unfortunately, I have no webcam here because I am not in my typical office, but I still want to show you this image with me just beside the telescope I was going to use live, and that I used mainly to take the images I will be sharing with you no matter the clouds. As you can see by looking carefully, it was winter, so it was a completely different season. If you see what I'm wearing there, you really understand how cold it was there. And that is a very beautiful and very powerful telescope, and you know, the Virtual Telescope Project over the last 16 years has been sharing with the community worldwide many astronomical events live, including close approaching asteroids, meteor showers, eclipses, comets, supernova, or these guided tours. And we partnered regularly with Astronomers Without Borders since the very beginning. Astronomers Without Borders started their operation, and I remember the first live feed just organized together were in 2010, so 12 years ago. My friends, time is flying so fast. That said, I would like to start sharing with you a few things, and first of all I want to open also my planetary software here locally, just to make sure that no matter the weather, I can simply add as much realism as possible to the experience. So I'm just going to share with you the live sky I would have over Italy. So this is just the planetarium software I use to control the robotic telescopes belonging to the Virtual Telescope project. And by the way, you can just visit our website www.virtualtelescope.eu to learn more about our projects and what is coming, what is just scheduled in the next days if you want to join us to explore the cosmos. And as the original idea was, we will be exploring a few amazing objects in our Milky Way. You know, this festival, just organized by my friends and colleagues at Astronomers Without Borders, wanted to celebrate, the Milky Way in many sense, because it is a very amazing astronomical object. It is our cosmic city in the universe, so it is where we are sitting with our solar system, having as friends a few hundred billions of other stars. You can imagine how many planets orbiting those stars, how many other lives somewhere just looking up in their own skies. And amazing to think that we are one people, one sky. This is the motto of Astronomers Without Borders. I really would like to think that it could be a nice motto also for other civilizations just around our Milky Way. So we just live in this cosmic island we call our galaxy, the Milky Way, because it is showing us a very nice white line, white patch across the sky. If you are lucky enough to live under dark skies, just making possible for you to enjoy the Milky Way. And I want to say this with sadness. Most of us live under light polluted conditions, and those are making impossible for us to enjoy the Milky Way. And I find this completely unacceptable, because we really want to see, we want to have evidence of the cosmic city where we live. And it is so sad and so bad that we have lost that opportunity. I remember that when I was a child, and that happened more or less 40 years ago, I could easily see the Milky Way basically from everywhere in Italy, of course, just excluding the larger cities. Trust me, unfortunately, now it is just impossible to look and enjoy the Milky Way if you are not under the darkest skies offered by mountains. This is terrible, because the young generation will, of course, miss the opportunity to enjoy and just absorb the beauty and the importance and the many meanings of the Milky Way. So I really appreciate and I really welcome the idea of my friends of Astronomers Without Borders to celebrate the many meanings, the scientific, cultural and aesthetical one, and many more meanings of the Milky Way as an element of our culture, an element of our sky, and so on. But of course, just lurking somewhere in the Milky Way, there are many wonderful treasures. And if you have a telescope, you can really have fun just looking around, just pointing your telescope and discovering what is happening just out there if you look in the right place. By the way, if you had the opportunity these weeks, just go out if you are under just dark enough sky with a binocular, for example, and just cross the sky and the Milky Way even without knowing what you are looking for. Just doing this random observation with your binocular, just crossing across the Milky Way and just traveling across the stars, and you will have fun, no matter if you understand, you recognize what you are seeing or not, because you will experience the beauty of the sky no matter that, because this is the universal message of the beauty. You really don't need to be an expert of beauty just to breathe, just to absorb and enjoy the beauty itself. So please take your time, go out there and look up and enjoy the sky yourself, even with your very own eyes. After all, for thousands of years we looked up without telescopes, so basically our eyes are the best instruments to enjoy the beauty of the night sky. I mean the sky we see up there and the sky we share just across the world. And let's say I would like to start sharing and showing with you a few things. What we see here is a typical summer sky for Italy. You have very famous stars like Vega, like Deneb and Altair, for example. And I want to show you right away one of the gems up there in this very interesting sky. It is the star Albireo, the beta of the Cygnus constellation, the Swan, and it is a very famous double star, my friends. And I want to show you an image I took many years now, and hopefully this image will bring to you, I mean, the beauty of this double star, something you should see personally, even with a very, very small telescope. And now I want to share an image I took with my telescopes and showing this beautiful double star. Here it is, my friends, the star Albireus. Hope that you can enjoy this couple. You can easily recognize the brightest star showing orange color, while the fainter companion is clearly showing a colder color. I mean, you can easily see a hint of a blue color. Despite the very simple vision, this is a truly minimalist vision, I really believe this is a gem. This is wonderful, my friends. Double stars, despite their simplicity, are just awesome, you know. And I really love to share with you this double star that is the head of the Swan, as I said, and this pair is somewhere about 400 light years away. So we are already looking so far in space, about 400 light years away from us. And this is something you can easily see, as I said, with a very small telescope. If you have even a modest refractor, go there, just look for the Swan Cygnus, look for his head, opposite to the tail, the bright star Deneb, which in Arab just means tail, and you will find and you will enjoy yourself this truly amazing object. And I really love to show double stars to people because while simple, I repeat, they have plenty of beauty to share with the audience, with the observer, and this is why I'm never disappointed to show double stars, particularly those with components of different colors like Albireo. If you really have a telescope, you have to absolutely look at this. So these are stars, a couple of stars, by the way. And what if I will show you more than 2 stars and luckily a few tens thousand stars at a glance? I can do this, and I will do this right away, just showing my one of the best deep sky objects out there, one of my favorite objects, and here it is. Wow, we really changed the type of astronomical objects we are observing, because this is a globular cluster, and this is the king of the globular clusters we can see in the northern sky. This is the Hercules globular cluster. It is Messier 13, and I want to show you where this gem is. If you look again at our star chart, let me share with you the star chart. We are still seeing Albireo, but if I ask to my system to share M13, we see that the red crosshair is now showing the Hercules constellation, and it is where it is the location, the portion of the sky where this amazing object is living, Hercules constellation. But I want to go back to this amazing treasure, my friends. Look at this gem. This is a globular cluster, and we have I remember that when I just studied that while we have thousands of open star clusters, but we have just a few hundreds of globular clusters, I was amazed by their relative rarity, okay? But while they are relatively rare in our Milky Way, just a few hundreds, they are rich, very rich of stars. Look how dense are the stars. Well, this object is about 30,000 light years away, and it is actually outside the spiral structure of the Milky Way, and the globular clusters, including this, are living in a huge halo just embracing the Milky Way, just marking, I would say, the outer border of the galaxy, okay? And this one is quite bright. If you observe under dark skies, you can clearly see that fuzzy star at the right place in the Hercules constellation by naked eye, and I used to look at that while I was younger, blessed with much darker skies, my friends. And as you can see, you have 100,000 stars just living so close each other, and what is amazing here is that these stars are very old. They are about 10 billion years old, so they have basically twice the age of our sun. I'm never tired to look at these objects, and if you look on the very left of the image, you can easily recognize there is a little galaxy there. Let me see if I can just show you where the galaxy is. Here we are, my friends. Just trying to recreate the right orientation. Here we are. And this is the galaxy I am mentioning, and that now I will show you from the star map I'm using. Of course, this is a catalog image, just showing in my planetarium software, and you can see on the bottom left of the image, and the purple rectangle you see is just showing the right field of view, the same field of view of the telescope, and I just marked there a little galaxy, and now I just want to show you the image again. So on the left of the image you can easily recognize that little galaxy, my friends. But I also want to show you this object a bit better, just offering you a close-up to enjoy the star density in the center of this star cluster. I cannot imagine how the sky would look like if we were supposed to live in the very center of this very rich globular cluster, having thousands of bright stars up there. of course, just supposing that a planet with life could be hosted, could be possible there, but it is just an idea, and I'm always amazed to look at this object. I say it is very far, 30,000 light years, and it is visible by naked eye thanks to the cumulative brightness of thousands of stars. And this is really a gem. Every time I look at this object, thanks to a huge telescope, I'm always amazed, and it is breathtaking, of course. And now I really want to show you something very different, just representing, I would say, a symbol of the deep sky, and it is the Ring Nebula, another gem just extracted from the summer sky overhead right now in Italy. And this is the Ring Nebula, Messier 57, and I want to show you again, thanks to our planetarium, where it is, just to give you a better perception. And this time I will ask the system to look for M57, and you see that we are not far, just in the same blessed region of the sky, in the Lyra constellation, not far from Vega, one of the brightest stars up there in the sky. And Messier 57 is truly a gem. It is a planetary nebula. What you are seeing here is just the gas ejected by a dying sun, a star very similar to our sun, but twice its age more or less. So it is a very old star, just ending its life, and on the final stage of its life, it just suffered from some instability and released, the outer layers of its atmosphere, and those layers are now gently expanding, creating the object we are seeing there, my friends. This one is not visible by naked eye, of course, but you can appreciate the evidence of that fuzzy object with a binocular. And the distance from us of Messier 57 is about 2,500 light years. So it is again living out there, suspended in the cosmos, in the beautiful cosmos we are sharing, we are enjoying together. Now back to the nebula, and you can see on the upper right there is also a faint but very well visible spiral galaxy. And I also want to share with you a color version of this nebula. All these images were made by the undersigned using the telescope I showed earlier, and we can also take images, true color images like this one, and the star you see in the very center, the blue star sitting in the very center, is now a dwarf star, and it is responsible, it is the artist which made this masterpiece, this beautiful cosmic gem, my friends. Now I want to share with you another dying star, but a star which died in a much more dramatically way. Looking for the right name, NGC 7960. This is part of the very famous Veil Nebula, and I want to show you just a little portion, but very dramatic portion of the Veil Nebula. Look here, my friends. Look at the bright star. It is just on the side line of sight. It has nothing to do with the nebula, and you can easily see the dramatic structure. This is just an arc of the otherwise very complex Veil Nebula. This is the remnant left by a supernova, a large mass star which exploded more or less 50,000 years ago, and those shells after the dramatic supernova explosion are still expanding, and this is just a small portion. Look at the detail of the, I'm amazed to see the details of this small portion of the Veil Nebula. The texture is honestly mind-blowing, and when such a supernova explodes, it is just sharing with the universe the new elements the star just created in its nucleus, thanks to nuclear reactions happening in the nucleus. And when the star explodes like a supernova in such a very cataclysmic way, the star is just blowing away, and the elements created inside the star nucleus are just spread all around, and new stars and hopefully life will just form and evolve from the ashes, from the new elements made available from the dying stars. I have no words to share with you the emotion and the importance of this astrophysical process. And this is, as I said, quite dramatic, because an exploding supernova can be billions of times brighter than our sun. Sometimes when we see supernova exploding in very far away galaxies, we see dozens of them every night. Well, the brightest supernova can easily surpass in brightness the hosting galaxy, so they are really huge explosions, my friends. Back to gently dying stars, I want to share with you this screenshot I did recently. You sure recognize the Dumbbell Nebula, which is another planetary nebula. It is different in its shape, but the astrophysical meaning is the very same as Messier 57. And I want to share this image with you because here, just in the very center of the crosshair, you can see a relatively bright star. That is a star which is changing in brightness over the time, a so-called variable star. And I discovered that star 25 years ago, and I was amazed by that discovery because I was shocked that something new could be found just beside a very famous nebula. This is one of the most observed regions of the sky. No matter that, there was room for a discovery made by me, by the way. I'm very proud of that. Made 25 years ago, and as I said, despite this is a very popular object, a very, very well covered area of the sky, observed, I would say, many times by many people all around the globe every clear night, I still had a chance to make a discovery. So I want to thank this planetary nebula for making possible for me to point a telescope there, finding just a few arc minutes apart that previously unknown variable star. Well, I've been speaking with you about dying stars, but I want to share with you also a nursery of stars. And before sharing, I want to show you where it is. It is Messier 16. It is in Serpent's Cauda, and it is the Eagle Nebula, well known for the legendary now pillars of creations imaged by the legendary Hubble Space Telescope. And here they are, my friends, as seen via the Virtual Telescope project. And this huge cloud of gas, mainly hydrogen and helium, is just a nursery of stars, because stars are burning inside nebulae like this. This is the Eagle Nebula. Because of the shape you can easily recognize, as you can see here in the darker shadows you see in the center, just representing an eagle, okay? And many stars all around were just born from that nebula, my friends. So during this journey, as you can see, we are just seeing different phases in the star life. We have seen small mass stars dying, planetary nebulae. We saw a supernova remnant, the funeral grave, left by a large mass star after its dramatic explosion as a supernova. And now we are seeing a region, a place in our Milky Way, the Eagle Nebula, where stars are burning right now. And many stars in that area were just born from there just a few 100,000 years ago. And that is just childhood for a star, my friends. So here we are, and I hope that such a quick tour through the cosmos via the Virtual Telescope project, despite the cloudy weather we have in Italy here, was rewarding for you. And I still wanted to share archive images instead of cancelling this live event, because I wanted to honor the promise I made to my friends at Astronomers Without Borders to share with the people all around the globe the beauty of our Milky Way, just admired through some of the best citizens of our cosmic islands, our cosmic city, the Milky Way, of course. And we had the opportunity to see globular clusters, planetary nebula, supernova remnants, and just diffuse nebulas and double stars. And I hope that this little sample could really represent to you the cosmic, the unmatched beauty of the universe where we live, the galaxy just we call our city, the Milky Way. I strongly suggest you to keep alive your interest in the sky. I cannot tell you how rewarding it is every time you look up. You have plenty of benefits. You just breathe the huge space we could access with our own eyes, with our mind, and with our heart and our emotions. And at the same time, I really want to tell that looking up is a way to learn more about us, because for thousands of years we have been looking up. Plenty of art was inspired by the vision of the cosmos, the vision of the Milky Way on the stars, and you are just enriched every time you look up. I also suggest you to visit the Astronomers Without Borders.org website, learning what they are doing, my friends, there, just to support the opportunity to enjoy the cosmos for everyone around the globe. Very often just supporting growing countries, just with the opportunity to enter the astronomical experience. Just visit the website of my friends there, www.astronomerswithoutborders.org, and consider supporting their many efforts. And it was a pleasure for me to be part of this, my friends. And again, I apologize if last time I could not run this live feed, but as I explained at the beginning, it was a serious technical problem I had to fix on site, and that forced me really to run from Rome to the observatory 100 kilometers south just to be sure that nothing bad happened to my observatory while clouds were approaching. That said, my friends, please keep looking up. If you want, in a couple of days we will be sharing no less than the Perseid meteor shower. Despite the moon, we just decided to run this a couple of days before the peak. At the end of the night, soon after, the moon will set, just leaving very dark skies for about 1 hour. Just visit www.virtualtelescope.eu website to learn more and see if you can join, if you can have fun with us. That said, I want to wish you a very nice night, day, morning, wherever you are on this beautiful planet. So Gianluca Masi, Virtual Telescope Project, is just sending his greetings to everyone. Keep looking up and enjoy the same sky we share all around the globe. Take care and keep looking up.